Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is NAKIE and this is Cook with NAKIE. I hope everybody is doing well. On today's menu we are making Fula or Fura. Let's get right into it. For our ingredients we need our millet. So you see how when I put my hands in it, see how dusty that looks? Yeah, we're going to be working on this so we have a clean one to make our Fula. So I'm going to be using this fine strainer. Yeah, this is what I'm going to be using to sieve the millet. I like this because it's able to sieve the dust, not the millet, So we're able to keep the millet and sieve all the dust that it's in the millet. And also I'm able to also take out all the unwanted stuff. Like we sometimes have like stones and stuff in the millet and we don't want that. So I do it bit by bit so I'm able to see it like that. Yeah, and I take everything out. So this is how I'm going to be doing for all the millet that I have. Also, you're going to be seeing that I'm not picking up this red thing in there. That's not stone. That's like a different kind of millet, I think. I don't know the name, so I leave it in there. It's not going to cause any harm, but it's not stone and it is good. So I leave that in there. So just in case you see that I'm picking up all this stuff, I leave that reddish thing in there and it's good to eat, okay? Yeah, this is the part that I really want to show you. See all that chaff from the millet? Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Yeah, when I sieve that, see it all comes out really well with the fine strainer. And I'm going to be doing that till I get all that out. And you could see, look at the difference. You see all that? Yeah, and we don't want that in a Fula or Fura. So I'm gonna like take the top off, take the top off so I leave the one underneath, because all the stuff underneath are like chaff and you don't want that. Okay, so that's how I do mine. But if you don't want to go through all this stress, you could just buy the millet flour and just use it for this recipe. And the reason why I did not use the flour, the millet flour, is I don't know, but I didn't like the taste. It was okay, it was not bad. There's I didn't really taste like the Fula, the street side Fula that they sell back home in Ghana. So, but everybody's taste bud is different. So you could just buy the millet flour if you prefer, okay? And guys, look at that. Look at all the chaff. And yeah, this was all in the millet. And we had to take this out before we continue the recipe. And look at our millet, our clean millet. See, when I put my hands in there and comes out, it is still clean. Yeah, so we are ready to use our millet now. So now we're going to be blending this. And as I said in the beginning, if you don't want to go through all the stress, just buy the millet flour and just use it. I just love the taste of the whole millet when I do it myself. Like back home, that's how they do this recipe. But if you don't want to go through it, just buy the regular millet flour. They sell it in most African shops and I think most Asian store, Indian store, yeah. And just go ahead and do this recipe. So after blending my millet, I realized that it wasn't that smooth. And with this recipe, you want to make sure you have a smooth millet. So look, when I did that, it was still like a little bit like grit in there, and I didn't want that. So I'm gonna sieve this, and after that, it's gonna be really smooth for this recipe. Yeah, I know it's a lot, but it was good. It tastes really good at the end. So yeah. Fula or Fura, I call it Fula, but other people call it Fura. I don't know the right word, but that's how I call it. This food is originated from the northern part of Ghana, and I also call it like Auza Cocoa Sister because all the ingredients to make this food is the same ingredients you could use to make your Hausa cocoa. I've said it in one of my videos, if you ever watch it. I grew up living in a Muslim community. So most of the food from the northern part of Ghana, I've eaten it before, I've tried it before, and I love them. And this is one of them. So I want to share with you just in case you want to try this because it tastes really good. And I know you're going to love it if you give it a try. If you love Hausa cocoa, then yes, you're gonna love this Fula or Fura. Hausa cocoa is a porridge, and this is like a smoothie kind. Trust me, guys, you're gonna love it. And my millet flour is ready, and it is smooth the way I want it to be. Perfect. And now let's head to the other ingredients. So I have about 1 tablespoon of cloves, 4 chili peppers, 1 tablespoon of black peppercorns, some grains of selim, and some ginger root. I'm using the organic type. You could use the regular one if you have it. So I'm going to blend all this together. I also added about 2 cups of water to it. So I have a cheesecloth right there, and I'm going to be sieving this. Yeah, you want to make sure you sieve this to get rid of all that, that extra stuff, the chaff from the blended stuff. You don't want that in your Fura, so you want to make sure you sieve that. Back home in Ghana, they have like this special blender, NAKIE, that's how they call it. So that's able to blend all that in a smooth texture, but we don't have that here, and my blender is not that good enough to make it that smooth. So make sure you sieve it if it's not blending to that smooth texture. Okay, so in a clean bowl I poured in my millet flour, and I'm going to be mixing this with the liquid I got from the blended stuff. As you can see, I have my gloves on because I'm going to be working with some spicy stuff, especially with the pepper in it, like the chilies. I don't want to burn my hands, so that's why I have some gloves on. But if you're okay with it, you could just do it with your bare hands, okay? But it's safe, just put on some gloves so you don't have your hands burning, okay? So I'm going to be mixing this till I'm able to form this into a ball shape. So that's why I'm adding the water bit by bit. You don't want to add too much water so you're not able to form into a ball shape, okay? So just add it a little by bit till you're able to form that, and this is how the consistency look. See? Yeah. And if you also want like the exact measurement, this was 4 cups of millet flour, and the water was I used 2 cups of water to blend the stuff, and I did not use all of it. I used like 1.5 of it. So just in case you want the exact measurement, it was 4 cups of flour, millet flour, and 1.5 cup of water. Yeah. I'm covering this with a cling film, and I'm gonna cover it again with the tap. And this is gonna be fermenting for 2 days. I'm gonna leave this out to ferment for 2 days. Make sure you let this ferment. It's like we're making Hausa cocoa. If you don't let it ferment, you're not gonna get that taste that we want from the Fula, okay? So make sure you let this ferment for at least 2 days. So on the 2nd day, it is ready. Our millet dough is ready to use. And this is how it looks. See? With the help of the cling film, it wasn't moldy. It's just that that side was a little bit hard, and I'm gonna take that out, okay? So the cling film also help it not to be moldy on top. So this is what we're going to be doing next. I'm going to take half of this into a pot. As I said, I'm not going to be using all of it. So I'm going to be saving the rest in a Ziploc bag and I'll put it in the freezer, so anytime I'm ready to use it, I just throw it out and I'll be good to go. And this part is exactly like you're making your banku, you know, that's exactly how you make your banku. You take your flour, your corn dough flour, and you add your water to it. So this part is just like making your regular banku. Just add some water to it, mix it so there's no lumps, and we're going to be mixing it like we're making banku. But make sure you don't add too much water, especially when you're making your fula. You don't want to add too much water, otherwise your fula is going to be too soft, and you don't want that. You want it a little bit like sticky, like not too hard but not too soft. I'll let you know at the end, okay? With the help of our bekuta or our wooden ladle, we're going to be stirring this to prevent it from forming into lumps. This is exactly like you're making banku. Make sure you press it against the pot to mash up any lumps that forms. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing right there. Can you see the color changing? Yeah, that tells you our fula is almost done. And this is how you want to make sure the color changes to like deep greenish. I don't know what color that is, but you will know when you start making your fula. The color will change when it's getting ready. So I added a little bit of water to it because it was a little bit hard, and the water is also going to help it cook faster. Also, do not add too much water to it. If you're not sure the amount of water to add to it, just add it a little by bit, and when you get the consistency like that, you are done. Okay, and this is the consistency we are looking for. Our fula, our fura, it is done. So I'm going to put this in an empty bowl so it cools off a little bit. It was really hard, and since we're going to be molding this, I don't want to burn my hands, so I want it to cool off a little bit, and I'm going to be molding it now. And this is how I mold mine. You could use your 2 hands to just mold it, but I prefer using like a plate in my hand because I get it really smooth. It makes it really smooth when I do that, but you could also use your 2 hands if you're comfortable with that. I hope you're enjoying this video. Please, if you are, please give me a thumbs up, share this video, and subscribe if you haven't. Subscription is free, guys. You don't get charged any penny when you hit on that subscribe button. It's free, guys. Please help a sister out and subscribe to my channel, like the video and share. Okay, you're not going to be charged. It's free of charge. Okay, thank you so much for subscribing. And I'm done putting all that into ball shape. Look how pretty that looks. So I'm going to be just coating this with millet flour. This is to prevent it from sticking to each other. Usually those who sell it in Ghana, they put the millet flour on it just to prevent it from sticking to each other and to also look presentable. So that's exactly what I'm doing right there. And after coding this, maybe you're going to remember if you have forgotten this food. Does it look familiar to you? Yes. And this is it. Just 1 bowl of fula, some water, and we're going to blend it. Back home they use like a big spoon. Those who sell on the street, of course, they don't have blender coming with them. So they have like a big spoon and a bowl, and they use it to blend, and that's it. But we're using a blender here this time. And look at that. Look how smooth, look how creamy that looks. Yes, I know you want some, but I just give you all this recipe and I want you to try this, and I know you're gonna love it. And our Fula is not complete without our ideal milk. Yes, our old-fashioned ideal milk. It was good with the ideal milk. You could use any milk of your choice, but I got this from the African store. I'm like, yes, this is a good milk for this recipe. I added some peanut to it, and guys, I wish you were here to taste this. It was good. And this is also like a sweet and spicy smoothie. It's like a dessert, but like sweet and spicy. So if you like spicy, if you like sweet, this is a dessert for you. You could have it as breakfast if you want, like have it as lunch, dinner. Yes. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something new. I hope you give this a try, and I know you're gonna love it. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share. Until I come your way next time, this is Cook with NAKIE. Be good to yourself. Be good to everybody. It goes a long way.